Good evening, traders. This is CloudChartist with your daily grain wrap on Wednesday, the 19th of August. Lovely FOMC day. Really fun having the minutes leaked early by Bloomberg. That was super cool. And I saw a lot of people losing a lot of money, basically, on my Twitter stream. So I hope that you're not in that camp, and let's see what we have to deal with from here on in. So I didn't look at the minutes myself, and so I'm just going to look at the chart and tell you what we have going on with the chart. This is the ES. So we had ES earlier in the day was bullish over the cloud, over the 61.8 on these fibs that I have drawn. And then we had some selling. Let's see, I'm just looking back at the day on my smaller chart. So there's some anticipation that there would be a rate raise, and then I guess those hopes were squandered. So it was a very up and down day today. But we closed just under the cloud, which is not good for bulls. And I'd like to say that it's real close. It's right on the edge. In fact, maybe even the tiny corner. Let's zoom in. Maybe even the tiny corner is technically inside the cloud, but I don't know that you can include the width of the candle as being the center of the candle where price action actually took place is under the cloud. So that changes things from bullish in the prior close to bearish. This now looks like a perfect reversal doji, doesn't it? I was expecting maybe that we would pull back to the Kijun Sen, maybe put in a close on top of the cloud, but we did not. We also did not hold the Tenkan Sen here. So going forward, if we sell further, we can look to this 38.2, aka 61.8 if you measure from the bottom up or the top down. I heard somebody else calling it the 61.8, and it might as well be, right? So then below that we have 2064, 2065 area as proven by these prior support candles, these tweezer bottoms. If we do go higher, we are first going to have trouble with that 2075, 13 Tenkan Sen, and then the top of the cloud at 2084-ish, and then the Kijun Sen above that at 2086.38. And then, of course, 2088 seems to continually be a problem, and 2100 above that. So we'll see how it goes. If we can get back into the cloud is getting smaller and smaller, so tighter and tighter price action. We could be looking at a coiling type scenario with a potential apex around the end of the month, and then we could get a move in either direction. Let's look at crude. Not a bullish day for crude. We changed contracts for the front month from September to October, and so let me zoom in a little bit more. I'm looking at the continuous contract here for analysis purposes, so the numbers might be different from whatever contract you're trading at the moment. So let me get even a little bit closer. This is really perfect on Ichimoku chart. We had a tag of the Tenkan Sen here on yesterday's candle, and then today's candle once again tagged the Tenkan Sen, went slightly above it, and then just proceeded to sell off. So it was really a perfect sell setup that I personally didn't take and should have probably, and everyone should have, I guess, but it's really tough. A lot of people want to know where there's support on crude right now, and it's hard to tell where support is because we are now currently below the prior support areas of this year, and then if we look at the weekly, this one won't give me enough information. Bear with me. And hello, whoever is watching this live. I didn't announce it, so I'm not really sure. We see that we had this support area back in 2008 after that big decline. So on the continuous chart, that's like around 36. Let's see what that close is. 36.51. This one's 37.51. That's interesting. Odd 51 candle. 37.71. So we can look at those potential areas, and then we have some a little bit higher up. I think this seems to be some confluence of maybe 40.83. Maybe this one is 40.80s. So we do have some candles in the 40.80s that we can look at from this area. In fact, if we sort of average in this whole area, like by putting this trend line through you can see the pivots here on the Chicow. Well, you can't see anything because my cursor is frozen, so you can't see what I'm talking about. But if you are to go over to the left third of this chart, you can see the Chicow, the red line representing price time shifted 26 periods into the past, is kind of choppy, like shark's tooth or something like that. If you see that the cursor is currently sort of threading through the middle of that, that's sort of making an average of those various pivots at that time period of back in 2008, 2009, before we bounced and continued putting the lows for that time period. So I'm kind of rambling on while I wait for my chart to catch up with me. This is, here we go. But I mean, so my point is that it's a guess to try to guess where crude is going to bottom here. It's, we can use some prior information, but otherwise everybody's just guessing. So I don't really like to guess myself. I would rather wait till we get a confirmed reversal and then go from there. And even if we do get a confirmed reversal, it might bounce, and then, like we might have thought this was the bottom back here in March. Then we got the bounce and even made it over the Tenkan-sen, made it over the Kijun-sen, looked like kind of good moving sideways. But if you were with me back in May, June area, I was pointing out that we did have this descending cloud above that was going to act as resistance eventually, unless we broke through it. So that didn't actually have to happen because we started selling off before that. But so yeah, so we'll see. Currently, the Tenkan-sen and the Kijun-sen are bear crossed and pointing downward. The RSI is oversold, but not as oversold as it was previously when we got the last bounce. So we could definitely go lower without any real problems here on crude. If we do get a bounce, 51.19 above is the Tenkan-sen where we should see price rejection again. All right, let's look at corn. Corn was fortunate to be closed or thereabouts when we got most of the mayhem today, like with the dollar selling off, etc. But corn put in a doji, very small, tight range inside to the prior. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the weekly. Silly me. Let's go to the daily. All right. Interesting. Okay, so this is the first time I've looked at corn daily today. So corn did manage to break over the Tenkan-sen, the flat Tenkan-sen here, but still did not get a close over the Tenkan-sen. So we're still waiting for that to happen for our bias to change from being fully bearish to being slightly less bearish. This big topping tail is not particularly bullish for corn, and I would suggest that chances are good for lower prices, but we do have the Chikou over here inside the cloud, so in order for prices to really fall, we're going to have need the Chikou to break through at the 375.75 level. Chikou will need to go back down and need to go back out of the cloud here. So let's look at some soybeans. Pardon my heavy sigh. It's a heavy sigh kind of day. It's exhausting to try to trade today. Exhausting waiting and exhausting trying to trade, etc. So soybeans, another bearish day. Saw some funny posts on Twitter about the bearishness of soybeans. Down, a full percent. Put in a new low. Closed slightly off the lows. We do have prior support in this area where we closed off the lows, so it's possible we could get a bounce higher if we do get but this is still a bear flag, so if we do get a bounce, the bounce may be limited, or we could just continue to go lower, but this chart is bearish in all ways, Ichimoku. We're not even oversold yet on the RSI. Let's see, corn, soybeans, wheat. We're looking at the wheat daily. We put in a green candle, a doji type candle. So after still in a downtrend, we failed to put in a higher high and a higher low, but potentially this could give us a bounce towards the flat Tenkan-sen above. The nature of this candle suggests that to me because it's green and because it has a longer bottoming tail than a topping tail. And because we're trading in a range here, so why not trade the range back up to the Tenkan-sen and then decide what to do. Getting pretty tight here in a smaller range, so we'll see. But bearish still in Ichimoku terms. Let's see what's bean oil is. L. I don't know what the current contract is. Bear with me, I'm trying to find it. All right, Z5. Yeah, another real bearish day for bean oil, not surprising, seeing how beans did and put in a new low. And we are oversold on RSI, so we'll see if that means anything. I can't tell you where support's going to be. This looks very bearish to me. Let's, for the fun of it, look at the weekly. Let's look at the weekly on the continuous contract, shall we? Yeah. Not looking good for bean oil. New lows. I'll let you know if I see something that makes me think it's going to bounce, but I don't see anything at the moment. Let's look at coffee. Coffee put an interesting, oh, that's weekly, sorry. Coffee is putting in an interesting weekly candle, getting smashed down by the Kijun-sen. Well, geez, that is a very interesting candle. And that could be, I wonder if that was coincided with the same time that the dollar ripped. That would be interesting. Well, anyway, we got a pretty bullish breakout above the cloud after putting in this reversal type candle, and in fact we are in an uptrend with a higher high and a higher low, but we closed very close to the lows of the candle, so not looking very bullish for coffee here at the moment. Suggests we might come back and test the top of the cloud again at 133.76, and perhaps even come into the cloud and test the Tenkan Sen. And that's about it. Thank you for watching my daily grain wrap up with some bonuses. And if you are interested in being notified when I go live to make these videos, I didn't do my crude video today because I didn't really think I had a lot to work with. But normally I go live every day and go over crude and grains. Follow me on Ticker TV right here. Just click the follow button and they will let you know when. They'll send you an email saying, CloudChartist is going live. And get some good rest tonight after today's crazy day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.